Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri Pro Tips, episode 22. Now this Pro Tips episode, the topic for it is always use a button past 50. Now I've said this in many videos, but I want to have one concrete video that just says only this and nothing else. So you probably heard the salt when you go into the... I went into the Rift last night and I heard someone had quit for a couple months because they broke a weapon. Do you know why they broke a weapon? Because they didn't use a smelting reset button when going past 50. For those that don't know, whenever you're smelting a weapon past enhancement level 50, so when you're going 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, and especially 90 to 100, you must... M-U-S-T must use a smelting reset button. Everyone knows that percentages in this game can mean anything from yes to how in the hell did that happen to what WTF there was a 5% loss chance. It happens, okay? This game's RNG is weird. Kaguya breaks 90 ornaments, Yoshitsune fails 95s, Yoshitsune fails 75s, Yoshitsune will pass a 45. Everyone knows how crazy Yoshi can be, how crazy Kaguya can be, etc, etc. So what I'm saying is when you're smelting a weapon, as soon as that, when you're going from smelting level 1 to 5, it's fine. You just put on your amulet, hope for the best, and pray. Put on your artisan options, great. But when you're smelting a weapon from 50 to 60 to 100, always, always, always use a smelting reset button. I have never, ever, ever, ever broken a weapon in this game and do not plan to. Buttons do not fail. Okay, I've never had a weapon loss with button. It always says weapon loss prevented, weapon loss prevented, weapon loss prevented, durability loss prevented, etc, etc. There's some people say, oh, I used a button but it broke and all that stuff. Some people say, well, if you smelt right after an update, then the button won't work. I don't know if that's a superstition or not, but personally, I don't smelt the day of a new update. I just don't. It's a ghost story superstition I've heard, and I just don't do it. Generally because I don't have something I need to smelt the day right after an update. I do know that the first day we got Edo, my friend Grazy built his no thung and smelt that thing to 100 that day. So, and it didn't break. And that was the day after an update, so a lot of people are full of poop at times. So yeah, that's my little rant on use a button. It's the most pro tip ever. I can't believe I didn't specify it. So these right here, I have 2 reset button Bs and 18 button As. On my what was that? So I had 2 button Bs when I made my my Dragon Arc weapon. And I was lucky and I didn't lose the B, but I put on that B since 50. I did 50, then I did 60. Those are usually where you want to use your Bs so you don't lose them. Because it's a reusable smelting button. It's awesome. Assuming it passes. And then, there shouldn't be button Bs and button As. They should all be Bs, to be honest. If it passes, you should get your button back. But that's another story. The only smelt I failed on my weapon was going from like 30 to 40 or something. And then from 50 to 60, button B, button B. Then I chanced it, used a button B, button B. And then from going to 100, I threw on the Godly, and it worked. And that was great. So that was awesome. So button Bs are invaluable. You can only get them from winning dungeon dashes and putting $100 in the game and getting it in the package, or just plain out buying them. Otherwise, you'll be dealing with reset button A's, which come from lucky boxes and the same events I just said. So I have 18 from opening lots of buttons, and Band-Aids should work like buttons. They should. Band-Aid Bs work like button Bs, you know. But, you know, I bought 3 Band-Aid Bs to ornament my mags yesterday, and I was lucky. I used my Godlies. I didn't care, because that's going to lead to another pro tip video coming up. But I got them all back. It was great. But yeah, the lesson here is always, 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 this is the biggest pro tip ever. Always use a smelting reset button when you're going past 50 to 60. And never use one before 50, because you'll just lose them if it fails. All it will do is stop you from losing durability on the weapon, and that's not really a concern to most. So, I don't want to hear anyone crying. Always use a button A and B. And let's say, we're going to add another thing on here, because I do a thing called christening. And christening is where I only put on my Ogi skill cards when the weapon is done smelting. Because there's nothing worse when people say, "Oh no, I broke my weapon that I had my only 2 Ogis on because I'm free to play and it broke." Because they forgot to do a button because it was late, or they looked away, or whatever reason they forgot. And then they lose those Ogis. You know, you can play through the game and get pretty much any weapon back. You can farm it again. But you can't farm an Ogi. You can't do that. It doesn't happen. You could farm a gacha ticket, which is a waste of 9 artisans, and then you know what you're gonna get? 10 cats. It's not worth it. Don't do that. But buttons B and A, invaluable. Always use them when going from 50 to 100. So that is Pro Tips episode 22. I thank you all for coming. Spread the word about band-aids, all that stuff. Prosecutor, what do you mean that voice? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I have so many messages right now because everyone just woke up. I want to hear what Prosecutor has to say, then I'm going to get on out of here. Prosecutor 8. Or no, 13. Can't read Roman. That voice. Ugh. I'm gonna give him like 30 seconds. Oh, the Yuji expression with the Ogi situation? Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I get you, yeah, alright. Yeah, I'll do that because when people... Okay, I got you, alright. Well, catch y'all later, thanks, enjoyed that, and spread the word, always smelt with buttons, because, you know, Oro's never broken a weapon, because Oro uses buttons, so be like Oro, be smart, be safe, use a condom.